I love that phrase, artificial intelligence as infinitely scalable intelligence. And if you think of blockchain, which is the underlying technology for crypto, as infinitely scalable source of truth, then those two things work very well together. The simple way of thinking about it is if we are moving to a world where AI agents will not just analyze things for you, will not just give you information to make your own decision, but will potentially be allowed to act on your behalf, then we want those agentic systems or those AI systems to act on true sources of information. It would be disastrous if they didn't. So simple examples could be AI agents not just analyzing your portfolio, but optimizing it. Tax loss harvesting, kind of simple rote things. We could live in a world, let's get away from finance for a second. We could live in a world where AI agents are able to conduct, and this is some of the work happening at MIT that we talked about earlier. We could be living in a world very shortly where AI agents are conducting screenings for cancer treatments. And the process of doing that involves maybe the purchase of data sets. And a scientist could do that 5 times a day. An AI agent could do it 5,000 or 5 million or 5 billion times a day in theory. For that AI agent to purchase that data set, to do that experiment at that scale, to ask it to rely on 100-year-old financial rails, it's sort of like trying to stream K-pop Demon Hunters on a 1994 dial-up modem. It just simply doesn't work. So if we're going to move to this world and have this wonderful advantage of these agents acting at infinitely fast speeds, they have to act on infinitely fast and scalable money rails. And that's what blockchain and crypto is.
Hey, what's going on, Bull Runners? Welcome back to the channel. Ryan Huggins here, aka Win with Ryan. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because governments are grinding to a halt, leaving billions in limbo. Your investments, your future is hanging by a thread in this chaos. Stablecoins flicker uncertainty, taxes loom like shadows over every trade, and whispers of AI reshaping markets echo louder than ever. What if I told you this isn't the end, but the hidden door to crypto's biggest surge yet? Right now, as shutdown fear grips Washington and AI unlocks fortunes overnight, tuning in for the full breakdown could position you ahead of the wave that is about to crash in. Stick with me for the next few minutes because I'm going to cover exactly how to turn this uncertainty into your edge. We're going to head over to X, find out all the news that's happening in the crypto world today. We'll check in at Forex Factory for all the red folder news you need to know about this week and the bad news we got this morning. Ripple is kicking off Uptober with a new RLUSD mint. US lawmakers are grappling with crypto tax policy, and we will be checking in on XRP in the charts, looking for very key levels of resistance and support you need to know about right now, plus our long-term and short-term momentum waves, and so much more in today's video. So if you're like most people where you don't have that opportunity to spend hours a day doing crypto research, well, that's what we do for you on this channel every single day. So make sure you subscribe right now. And if you are still feeling bullish about this current bull run, let us know by commenting 777 down below.
Do you love crypto, but are you worried about taxes shrinking your retirement nest egg? Here's the deal. Trading and selling crypto can trigger capital gains taxes, eating into your wealth. A crypto IRA fixes that. Per IRS publication 590B, traditional IRA gains like those from crypto aren't taxed until distributed. That's why we've partnered with iTrust Capital, a leading crypto IRA company in the USA, to sponsor today's video. And they offer institutional grade custody for retail clients that want to set up their crypto IRAs for retirement, leveraging top storage solutions like Fidelity, Wells Fargo, and Coinbase Prime to keep your assets secure. To get started, simply click the link in the description of this video, sign up for free, and fund your account with cash. They also offer 401k rollovers or crypto transfers, and you can trade 24/7 with just 1% transaction fees and no maintenance costs. As always, I'm not a CPA or financial advisor, so consult one for tax advice, and we do earn a commission if you sign up using our link below to fund your crypto IRA account, but that helps support value-based videos like this. And iTrust Capital already has over 200,000 crypto IRA accounts and over $14 billion in transactions, proving they're trusted by smart investors just like you. So click the link below, get started now by funding your account today, and let's create generational wealth together.
Starting the video off right here at Coin Market Cap, we are currently at $4.06 trillion total market cap, and that's up 3.83% in the last 24 hours. As we can see right here, since bottoming on September 25th for total market cap at $3.72 trillion, we've been on an absolute tear to the upside. Current trading volume in the last 24 hours, $204 billion. Fear and Greed Index coming in at 51 in the neutral zone. We would like to see this creep up a tad into the light green greed level. Altcoin Season Index, however, did not respond the way we would want it to today. We have been dropping. We do need to be above the 75 level to be in real altcoin season. That's because Bitcoin dominance does continue to rise. It is at 58.2%. Bitcoin ETF inflows have been on an absolute tear to the upside this week. Today, preliminary numbers, $84 million worth of inflows. But if we take a look at the week already, $1,032 million worth of inflows into the Bitcoin ETF tracker. And as you know, I like to follow the ETF inflows because it is a leading indicator for where the market is going. Ethereum also doing well this week. Today's preliminary numbers, $17 million worth of inflows. Yesterday, 127. The day before, 543, giving us a total for this week at $689 million worth of inflows already. Top 6 cryptos by total market cap. Number 1, Bitcoin, all the way up to $118,780. Number 2, Ethereum at $43.75. And XRP taking back the number 3 spot from Tether at $2.96. Tether at $1 at number 4. BNB at number 5 at $1,034. Wrapping it up with Solana number 6 at $222. This morning, the ADP non-farm employment change numbers came out. Estimated forecast of 52,000 new jobs for employment came out negative 32,000. The ADP paints an ugly picture for the U.S. job market pre-shutdown. Now, this is secretly a positive thing for the economy, and we'll take a look at that when we get to the charts. Because remember, just a couple of days ago, Jerome Powell was talking about potentially not reducing rates anymore. We were going to leave this upcoming September, October, November, December rate cuts as not getting a rate cut. However, due to bad job numbers coming out, whether this is from people leaving the country because of immigration or because of larger companies actually starting to lay off, which we've heard about, that is a very large concern for the macro economy. That is an indication of recession potential. And in that case, we do need to reduce the federal funds rate. What is the non-farm employment change? Well, this data provides an early look at unemployment growth, usually 2 days ahead of the government released employment data. That is designed to mimic the source change series calculation formula in February 2007, 2008, and November 12 to better align with government data. Now, here's what's interesting, though. We also have whispers that the United States government during this shutdown is potentially going to be laying off thousands upon thousands. We're talking hundreds of thousands of government employees, federal employees being laid off and never to be brought back to the public sector. They will have to go find jobs in the private sector. So these numbers could continue to worsen. A little bright spot in today's numbers, though, the manufacturing PMI, basically interest of manufacturing, was forecasted at 49, came in at 49.1, so no big deal there. Tomorrow, another big number is coming out. Thursday, October 2nd, unemployment claims will be hitting us tomorrow. It is estimated at 225,000. Will this be a bloodbath as well, or will we have positive numbers? Let me know your guess down below. On Friday, we'll have the average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change again. And just so you are aware, because some people do get this confused, like, why is there 2 non-farm employment change numbers that come out? Well, because this one is put out by ADP. And if you've ever had a W-2 job, you've probably been paid or seen this logo on your checks. ADP, which is the automatic data processing. And they are actually someone who a lot of people get paid through, and that's where the data comes from because they know how many people got hired, fired, or whatever. The non-farm employment change, the same thing, but not by ADP, is actually put on by the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. So we're going to see the real numbers from the companies. This is ADP giving their forecast. This will be the actual labor statistics numbers coming from actual companies. We'll also get our unemployment rate and services PMI. Breaking news over on X.com. So Ripple X, the multi-purpose token or MTP white paper is now live. So this is a massive, massive development for XRP. MTP are new token standards on XRP Ledger built to meet the practical needs of developers and institutions. And this is interesting timing considering David Schwartz just stepped down. Was this the final project that he had to put in place, get up and running up to his standards before he could take his long-awaited lifetime vacation? MTPs embed metadata and compliance features directly into the standard, giving issuers a simple way to create and manage assets. No custom contracts, no wasted cycles. So big, massive move for XRP and the XRP ledger. Then we also have Elon Musk just breaking today, first person in history publicly announced to have a net worth of over 500 billion. Now, as we know, those really rich families, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds and all them, they have net worths of trillions of dollars, but this is fantastic, an accomplishment that has never been done before in the public sphere where people actually know how much money someone has. Elon Musk has over $500 billion. Obviously, that's not liquid or cash. That's because of all of his valuations of his companies combined. But congratulations, Mr. Elon Musk. Also, a really great post here. A lot of people were doom posting yesterday and the day before about XRP being completely done. XRP is not going to do anything because of the fact that Swift has decided to work with Chainlink and they're not ever going to work with XRP, blah, blah, blah. Well, King Vale X has a great post here. He said, but wait, who did the DCC choose the 4 quadrillion digital liquidity token? That would be XRP. They chose Link for data, not liquidity, ladies and gentlemen. But why are you so quiet about that, LMAFO? It's literally in the patent. And then, of course, he did show here, there is a patent here. The Depository Trust Clearing Corporation, DTCC, processes nearly 4 quadrillion in securities to modernize the vast infrastructure. DTCC filed a patent titled Systems, Methods, Storage, Media for Managing Digital Liquidity Tokens and his distributed ledger platform, integrating digital assets like XRP and XLM. Also breaking right now, the Financial Services Department, the chairman and other members, Rep. French Hill, sent a letter to the SEC chair, Paul Atkins, to raise concerns about the SEC's mishandling of former chair Gensler's text messages and calls for stronger oversight to ensure compliance with federal records keeping laws. If you're not familiar, Gary Gensler's text messages, hiding the truth about certain things and purposely going after Ripple and creating that lawsuit against Ripple for all of those years. Well, all of the evidence that backs the fact that that shouldn't have ever happened has magically disappeared. Now, as we know, Ripple was in trouble because of the SEC, but so was Coinbase. And Coinbase's legal team here, the chief legal officer, Paul Grewal, also posted about this as well, saying the district court just ordered everyone to appear on October 8th to address the destruction of documents by Gensler. SEC.gov, as detailed by its own inspector general, we appreciate the court's attention in this matter. Now, as you guys saw in the intro as well, Altcoin Daily had a great post here. Catching up with Coinbase's head of institutional strategy explained AI will send crypto much higher. And that was a great video. Had to share that with you guys as well. And in a crazy, crazy story that some of you guys may not have heard, kind of got brushed under the rug here, but 61,000 Bitcoin. This lady right here was running a very sophisticated scheme, and they were able to acquire 61,000 Bitcoin worth $7 billion. Well, they got busted, the Chinese woman here, and they seized $7 billion in the UK. They now have the 3rd largest Bitcoin reserve. Now, as you know, the United States has stated that with their Bitcoin strategic reserve, they're only going to accumulate it through means of confiscation at this point. They have not decided they're going to buy any actual Bitcoin. But UK, they just one-upped us. They now have more Bitcoin, and that was through one single seizure from one entity, a Chinese woman running an absolute huge, massive scam. XRP Army, there were quite a few people I saw on X complaining about this whole scenario of Chainlink being partners with Swift, and they were all, I'm selling my XRP. Well, Ripple's not giving up. They're continuing to push forward with that ledger. Ripple kicks off Uptober with the new RLUSD mint. Ripple minted an additional 1.8 million RLUSD for the ledger. The company's previous minting even took place on September 27th on the Ethereum network, resulting in the creation of 8 million tokens. So this is an additional 1.8 million, but the great news is it is specifically for XRP ledger. This is the first RLUSD mint to take place on the XRP ledger since September 24. Ripple also recently published the first attestation report for RLUSD stablecoin backed by the Big Four accounting giant Deloitte. Jack McDonald, Ripple's stablecoin head, recently took to stress that Ripple is committed to holding the stablecoin to the highest regulatory standards. Remember, they are putting themselves into place for something bigger and massive that no one even understands. RLUSD token recently got listed on the Bybit exchange as well, which gives the token significant global exposure. US lawmakers grapple with the crypto tax scenario. Senate lawmakers debated whether cryptocurrency should have special tax exemptions to encourage everyday use and the industry's growth. Now, as you know, there's going to be some fight back on this because Trump holds a junk ton of crypto, and they don't ever want that guy to have anything positive. So they're probably going to hold the feet to the fire for crypto taxes, but we'll see if Trump's regime can come and fight against that and get this passed. At Wednesday's Senate committee hearing on finance, including possible tax exemptions for crypto transactions below a certain threshold and how income from staking services should be classified. Lauren Zaltkin, who is the vice president of tax at the crypto exchange Coinbase, urged the Senate to consider a de minimis tax exemption for cryptocurrency transactions under $300. That way they could encourage commercial use in payments and ensure innovation occurs inside the US. Because remember, the ultimate scenario for crypto is not a bunch of degenerates like you and me and everyone on the internet that's been in crypto for years. It's to actually start using it for payments and other things. Lawrence went on to say the guiding principle is simple: parity with traditional finance. The same tax rules should apply to the same economic activity, whether it involves commodities, stocks, or tokens on a blockchain. Right now, the parity does not exist. The lack of tailored rules has real consequences. Now we got Elizabeth Warren chiming in and claiming looser tax requirements will aid money launderers. Crypto holders aren't paying at least $50 billion per year in taxes that they owe, Massachusetts' Elizabeth Warren said. Senator Warren drew a link between special tax exemptions for crypto and money laundering, arguing that exemptions would provide cover to evade U.S. sanctions and surveillance by the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. She concluded by saying that no special tax exemptions should be granted for digital assets, and that all money made from crypto transactions should be taxed under existing policy framework governing securities and commodities investing. All right, let's get a XRP update in the charts here. As you all know, we've been waiting for October 6th to get here. We're going to have our new full moon. We're waiting for that full moon energy to pump us up to the upside. We did have a pretty gnarly drawback during this new moon energy here. We're battling it back right now. And what we talked about is it would be fantastic if we were able to just get to this level and use this as a consolidation period. Now, obviously it did dip down, from $2.97 all the way down here to $2.70. So, a 25, 27 cent dip here. And now we're starting to rally up. But what's really crazy is if we sit here and we only traded sideways during this negative energy, what I mean by that is if you look at the moon phases and you turn this on, this was a new moon, bearish energy, had a massive drop. New moon, bearish energy, massive drop. New moon, bearish energy, but we're reconsolidating back up to where we started, which is a great thing. And what we've been talking about now for the last week is that if price, when it was down here, gets back up and it does a accumulation here, we totally fine. But what would be fantastic is if price gets above this $3 level and claims this as a support, getting into this new full moon energy and blasting off to the upside. The last full moon, we were able to go from 280 up to 318. The full moon before then actually was an absolute flop. It did not work out. we've surged up into this $3.30 once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And unfortunately, the bears overtook even full moon bullish energy and sent us down to the downside. But prior to that full moon, look at this one back here on July 10th. It was an absolute moonshot from there. And in fact, when you go back to our previous moonshot from the 55 cent level, that was all based off of a full moon as well. So we're looking for that, right? So we're going to break above those levels. We want to get into the supply and demand zone right here, break above $3.07. That gives us a lot of support at that level. Then we move up into these ranges here of $3.29 to $3.35. Then after we break that, the next level we're looking to break is $3.55. Now, obviously the high is $3.66, but what we want is to break above this level because that is the weekly closed body candles. And it's also the dailies, as we can see right here. The highest closed body candles right there, 255. And that's also, no, that's the daily. That's what we're covering, the daily. Now, the weekly is even sooner. What we were covering on the weekly yesterday is the level right here at 345. So once we break above 345 with a closed body candle on the weekly charts, then we can urge up to 355. We get into price discovery up to the top. Now, what we're also looking for is the fact that we do have a bull flag pattern playing out on the charts right here. If you take from this low to this high, this is the actual boom right there, the flag pole. This is the flag that's being generated. The breakout from us here, getting us up to 469. I'm looking more of a target at like $4.50.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers,